Love it or leave it.
And we're back. Another Norfolk Southern train derailed in Ohio on Saturday because, folks, when it trains, it pours. I can make that joke because while the crash did send 28 cars sliding off the tracks, it didn't cause any injuries or send a big toxic cloud of poison into the atmosphere. Hashtag not all derailments. Still, it's not ideal that today's freight trains aren't happy to paint within the lines, as it were. And no one's more upset about it than our next guest. Please welcome Transportation Secretary... Nope. Still trying to rebuild there. Please welcome an old-timey villain. Sure. Old-timey villain, thank you for being here. Oh, okay, I see the problem. No, this isn't a silent movie. You can say stuff out loud, and we really need you to.
Totally sorry about that. These dastardly old habits. Good evening, Jon.
Hi.
Good evening. Good evening to be sure. But will it stay good? Only time will tell. Sorry. Slipped into...
I got it. You keep going. You're doing great.
Slipped into autopilot. They don't make hats like they used to, Jon. Damn 2023. Sorry, slipped into autopilot again there. I'm not plotting anything. It's great to be here.
Okay, so... So I have to tell you, it really warmed my heart that you, a self-proclaimed villain, reached out to ask us to talk about these train derailments. You're the quintessential bad guy, but even you care about the safety of workers and the environment.
Oh, not at all, Jon. I'm just sick of tying these damsels to the train tracks only for the goddamn train to never show up.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you have any idea what a shit show that is? You've got this lady tied to the railroad. She's screaming her head off. An hour goes by. 2 hours. Now it's just super quiet and awkward. And she's like, hey man, where's this train at? You're both getting hungry. Then you get a breaking news notification and find out that thing derailed 10 miles north. Now you're just standing there with your fucking dick in your hand.
Oh boy. Has this been happening a lot?
Oh, look, I try to keep busy, Jon. Every train derailment you hear about, that's one more damsel I've had to untie from the train tracks and drive all the way back to her house. And I'm sorry to be uncouth in mixed company, but that car ride sucks ass, Jon.
Okay.
You can give this damsel the aux cord, offer to stop at McDonald's drive-thru, you name it, she's gonna stay distressed as hell.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, women be crazy when you tie them to the train tracks.
You said it, brother. It's like the train thing was an hour ago. Why are we still talking about this? Are you on your period or something?
All right. I guess we shouldn't be surprised that you're the fucking worst. So wait, if the train never comes, you just give up and take her home? You don't try to carry out your villainy in some other way?
Of course not. I'm a train track villain. It's a very specific craft. My father was a train track villain, and his father was a train track villain, and his father before him, my great-great-grandfather sold hats. But his father, train track villain.
Let's see. So you took over the family business. Mom and pop villainy is what's under threat here.
Exactly. And by the way, I don't blame Pete Buttigieg for what's happening. I actually feel for the fellow.
I'm terrified to ask, but why is that?
Again, I hate to offend the delicate sensibilities of your guests, but Jon, the transportation secretary, is a homosexual.
Yeah, I'm aware.
And as a train track villain, I've been coded as gay for a very long time. People see a dainty little mustachioed freak in a big campy cape prancing around and cackling, and they jump to conclusions I'm not gay as it happens. I'm as hetero as they come. Routinely terrorizing random women is one of the straightest things a man can do, Jon.
Of course, that makes sense.
But I know what Pete's up against, and I feel for him villain to villain. The right blames him for all the derailments, and then it seems like no one on the left wants to defend him. He's out there all by himself. He's just the wrong kind of gay, John.
Yeah, he's McKinsey gay, not Bravo gay.
Yes. And not his fault. Not his fault. He's like that one whale that calls at a different frequency from every other whale, so the other whales never have his back on Twitter. Or invite him over to watch Drag Race. But I'm not here to feel sorry for Pete. I'm here to feel sorry for me.
You're right. Let's stay on track. Huh?
Yeah, okay.
This is one train Pete can't derail. I'm sorry. That sucks. I regret it.
Oh, it's just hard to see my whole way of life disappear, you know? It's like the rail companies themselves are the villains now. It's vertical integration. Where does that leave a small business like me?
Hey, come on now. Don't say that. Sure, corporate villains are big these days, but people still need individual monsters to hate.
I don't know, John. Tying damsels to the train tracks is slow. It's artisanal. It's small patch. I can only train track so many women a year because I value the quality of my work over quantity. But this modern economy you've all built, it's an incredible killing machine. How am I supposed to compete?
I think you can give up on the mustache. I think.
And this is very frustrating.
We'll all everyone imagine a mustache for the remainder. You're an Etsy page up against the Shein. Shein? It's Shein? There's been 3 pronunciations. Shein. I'm going to go with Shein. You feel okay with Shein? You think Shein? Shein? Shein. I'm going with Jenny's. You're an Etsy page up against the Shein of senseless death.
Every year it gets harder. The botched pandemics, the lax gun laws, the broken healthcare system. Sometimes your fancy scientists can't even say who died. Just that particulate matter in the air shortened lifespan for millions of people. Think about it, John. Your magical tech companies were making phones and apps, that are so riveting and distracting you can't look away, right?
Sure.
And at the same time, your precious car companies made pickup trucks twice as big with giant grills in the front as if designed to tenderize human flesh.
Well, when you put it that way.
Diabolical! No one person to blame but a rise in pedestrian deaths that makes 9/11 look like something much less bad, like a school shooting. What? I'm a villain! And that's hard to hear, but obviously true.
Keep it moving, you freak.
Okay, if an old-timey villain killed as many people as high fructose corn syrup, you declare a war. But I don't even register anymore, John. I'm a blip. And if these trains keep flopping over in Ohio, I'll be nothing. That's why I'm calling my representatives and demanding freight rail safety reforms. And when the media tries to make one person a villain, to make one person a story, even if we hate them, even if it's Trump, please remember this. Teach a person to kill, they'll kill for a day. Teach a system to kill, and it'll kill for the rest of your life.
An old-timey villain, everybody.
Thank you, John. Thank you. Remember, hire your independent local villain for your next elaborate murder.
And the old-timey villain exits. Jenny Yang, everybody. She has a show right here at Dynasty Typewriter on April 5th called Self-Help Me, a competitive self-help comedy show. And her latest dates are always at jennyyang.tv. When we come back, it's time for some spring cleaning.